I'd rather be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right. If something's important enough, you should try. Even if the probable outcome is a failure. If you're trying to create a company, it's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion. Patience is a virtue, and I'm learning patience. It's a tough lesson. People work better when they know what the goal is and why. It is important that people look forward to coming to work in the morning and enjoy working. Some people don't like change, but you need to embrace change if the alternative is disaster. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. I think it matters whether someone has a good heart. Great companies are built on great products. I think you should always bear in mind that entropy is not on your side. I would like to die on Mars. Just not on impact. If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. It's okay to have your eggs in one basket as long as you control what happens to that basket. Life is too short for long-term grudges. Self-driving cars are the natural extension of active safety and obviously something we should do. We're already cyborgs. Your phone and your computer are extensions of you, but the interface is through finger movements or speech, which are very slow. Any product that needs a manual to work is broken. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. If humanity doesn't land on Mars in my lifetime, I would be very disappointed. People should pursue what they're passionate about. That will make them happier than pretty much anything else. Rockets are cool. There's no getting around that. I will never be happy without having someone. Going to sleep alone kills me. I'm anti-tax, but I'm pro-carbon tax. It's very important to like the people you work with. Otherwise, your job is going to be quite miserable. Really, the only thing that makes sense is to strive for greater collective enlightenment. When I was in college, I wanted to be involved in things that would change the world. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. I say something, and then it usually happens. Maybe not on schedule, but it usually happens. I think life on Earth must be about more than just solving problems. It's got to be something inspiring, even if it is vicarious. If I'm not in love, if I'm not with a long-term companion, I cannot be happy. I think there should be regulations on social media to the degree that it negatively affects the public good. There's a silly notion that failure's not an option at NASA. Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. As you heat the planet up, it's just like boiling a pot. I think we have a duty to maintain the light of consciousness to make sure it continues into the future. I wouldn't say I have a lack of fear. In fact, I'd like my fear emotion to be less because it's very distracting and fries my nervous system. My opinion is it's a bridge too far to go to fully autonomous cars. When I was a child, there's one thing I said: I never want to be alone. That's what I would say. I don't want to be alone. we drive down the cost of transportation in space, we can do great things. Physics is really figuring out how to discover new things that are counterintuitive, like quantum mechanics. It's really counterintuitive. The key to making things affordable is design and technology improvements, as well as scale. We are the first species capable of self-annihilation. America is the spirit of human exploration distilled. I had so many people try to talk me out of starting a rocket company. It was crazy. I wish we could be private with Tesla. It actually makes us less efficient to be a public company. If anyone has a vested interest in space solar power, it would have to be me. If you had to buy a new plane every time you flew somewhere, it would be incredibly expensive. I'm trying to construct a world that maximizes the probability that SpaceX continues its mission without me. The reason we should do a carbon tax is because it's the right thing to do. It's economics 101 elementary stuff. You need to be in the position where it is the cost of the fuel that actually matters and not the cost of building the rocket in the first place. I'm glad to see that BMW is bringing an electric car to market. That's cool. Man has the power to act as his own destroyer, and that is the way he has acted through most of his history.